Steve Jobs, the leader who inspired the world with his vision, ideas, and also through the way he delivered his presentations. Welcome to the new episode of Body Language Hackers, where we break down for you the secrets of body language techniques used by Steve Jobs to make his presentations so interesting that he could take his audience with him on a journey of discovery and experience, and not merely witness the unveiling of yet another Apple idea. Transform your own presentations from the mundane everyday content to something so thrilling that your audience will ask you for your idea, product, or service every time they think of you. When I ask you to think of Jobs on the stage, what comes across your mind? Yes, that's him most of the times. Or shall we say all of the times? Jobs did try experimenting with formal attire. Gradually, he tweaked his dressing from formal to informal, finally settling down in his signature clothes. But hold on, that's not what we wish to reveal. Jobs did something with his dressing in order to be one with his audience. Watch it here in action.
Look at what you get, a full web page on the iPhone and something quite a bit less on some of these other products. 36% faster.
Yes, that's right. Rolling up his sleeves gives the audience a subliminal message that Jobs is approachable, more vulnerable, and more connected with them. Think of how you can use your own dressing to connect with your audience.
Second of all, enterprise support, as we've heard. Third, third-party application support. Fourth,
Is the audience going wild because this is the last goodbye speech that Steve Jobs will be making? And yet we see him giving a warm smile as he always does when greeting his audience. The context of business presentations might make us feel that smiles are not welcome, but a warm, genuine smile while greeting your audience can really break the ice pretty early, helping them to relax and, more importantly, to reciprocate the warmth towards your ideas.
they're lower performance and they're harder to use, and most of them aren't so plug and play. And these things are ugly. So, let me tell you about iMac. We decided to make this thing fast. So we decided
Product demonstrations can be tricky, especially if you are planning to be a part of the demonstration and also have a presentation running in the background. Watch how Jobs ensures that he is not blocking his presentation and himself from forming a barrier. Barriers can make it difficult for the audience to stay one with you or your sides. Speaking of barriers, how many times do you remember Jobs standing behind a dais and presenting? Unless it is a very formal occasion, it is best to avoid barriers of all sorts during your presentations.
today, we're going to focus on the iPod mini. Now, the iPod mini is what all of our competitors have their sights focused on.
You can almost sense the energy of the great leader when he's speaking, isn't it? What makes his style look so smooth and yet so impactful is the great use of body language used in the right amount and at the right manner. For example, notice how his hands are always moving towards his torso region while he is speaking, never dropping down, never sticking to his body.
Battery life. Now, one other thing that benefits from fast data, of course, is GPS. And
As a presenter, you need to explain concepts which are physically not around you. Gestures can do wonders to provide your audience with a good explanation and ensure they can remember what you are hearing. Watch Jobs use purposeful smooth gestures here. This gesture, called the differentiator, helps the audience to know that you are talking about different ideas when you use to demarcate the space in front of you into different regions while you are referring to separate topics. What other gestures do you know of, and which ones does Job use effectively?
It was talked about this morning, but we've got anywhere from 2 to 3 months of inventory in our manufacturing supplier pipeline and about an equal amount in our distribution channel pipeline. So we're having to make guesses 4, 5, 6 months in advance about what the customer wants.
If you thought silence can look awkward when you're speaking to a large group, think again. Jobs loves to pause for creating an additional impact on his audience. We have seen him efficiently pausing before as he starts his presentation to when he is making an important announcement. He pauses so that his audience is prepared that something essential is coming and could feel the magnitude of what Jobs said.
The second is a revolutionary mobile phone. And the third is a breakthrough internet communications device. So, 3 things.
Holding the interest of your audience can take a toll if you are stretching it beyond the 10 to 15 minute mark. So how do you keep it going? Steve Jobs often made his audience first understand the problem that he was highlighting and then provide them with a solution. If you're stating that you have a solution to a problem, the first intuition would be to keep your body language in a bit more aggressive than usual state, to show that you are confident of your idea. But watch how Jobs does something a little different, keeping the choice of words conversational. The open palms and the relaxed demeanor helps him to show his vulnerability, thereby signaling just how confident he is about what he's proposing. Lowering your guard can actually be a great technique if you use it in the right manner.
Communicate this. We don't want to carry around a mouse, right? So what are we going to do? Oh, a stylus, right? We're going to use a stylus. No. No. Who wants a stylus? You have to get them and put them away and you lose them. Yuck. Nobody wants a stylus. So let's not use a stylus. We're going to use the best pointing device in the world. We're going to use a pointing device that we're all...
Stories and suspense. We love these techniques, no matter what age or background. Almost in every presentation, Job creates suspense effectively. Watch the unveiling of the MacBook Air here.
This is it. Let me take it out here. This is the new MacBook Air, and you can get a feel for how thin it is.
Nonverbal communication used at its effective best here, where the actual touch, feel or sound is used during your explanations. It can add a much deeper user experience than merely discussing a concept or idea. If you have a product to showcase like Jobs here, it's easy to give a demo. Pitching a service or idea can present more creative challenges, but it is doable. So what do you do when you have to add a more visual and sensory experience for your audience? Let us know in the comments section down below, and do stay tuned for a lot more content coming up. Well, that's all for this episode. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. Goodbye, body language hackers.